team looked really strong, hitting really well. Do you think there were any things that Tech necessarily adjusted in the second game, or things just start going the other way?
Well, I think we played well enough, and they made a lot of unforced errors in the first game. So we could take some of the success from making that happen, where we served, and I don't think they were ready for that. And their sets behind the setter, their slides, and their right side attack was off for sure. But they made some adjustments. They moved their block around, which made it more difficult for Brannigan and Suter to score points.
Hey, Heather.
They decided to go a lot stronger against our left side attack. They really started to get into a rhythm with their slides, their middles, going behind, and in Meade had a really good night as the match went on. Early she was off, but she started scoring points, and then their outsides started to do a much better job. We did a good job early in slowing them down. Then they got some good kills later on. But I think the difference was DeMichaelis scored really well for them, number 10, and then their middles just were really, really difficult for us to stop.
Yeah, especially as the game went on. I mean, Fuller had 8 kills first set, and then it just seemed like they were blocking or at least getting pieces of almost everything in the first 3.
We started keying on her, and I wanted her to make some adjustments, a couple different shots, but we kind of just went through the same thing over and over again, and that just it doesn't. There's a win. We constantly, one of our goals is game to game is being able to adapt. Because teams make adjustments, can you adapt? And I think what happened was we were really well prepared for the first game. They adapted, they won the second game. I knew that could happen. Then we made some changes for the third game, but we just didn't execute them. In getting the ball more to our middles, and our ability to set our block better on our left side and our middles. I thought this is as good as I have to say. Heather Brooks had great numbers offensively. Ingrid Hansen had great numbers offensively, but blocking wise, for us to be able to be closer in this game, we needed to touch a lot more balls by those two and our left side blockers, and that's kind of really just what hurt us. And we couldn't adjust to that timing. They played it their pace wasn't super fast, but just caught us off a little bit.
You talked about how they were able to adjust their block to cover Brannigan more effectively in the second game. Could you talk a little more about that and why that was? Maybe with the ball distribution?
Well, I think if any time a team is going off, you're gonna at the timeout, you're gonna end up telling your team, hey, make sure you focus on number 6. Okay, and so they made sure. I think their right side blocker normally would start way inside. Instead, they brought her way outside, so she was set in position earlier. Because Brannigan was taking and hitting the line really well, so they just be able to do that, be able to make that adjustment, and I think once that happened, then Brannigan had difficulty realizing what was happening early. We told her, but it took a while.